Trade secrets revealed.
Oh yeah. Right, this is how many times have we tried this? This is the third time, but how many nights have we tried this? 2 nights. So yeah, I'm not very good at videos. I'm a door knocker. I'm not a YouTuber, but I'm having to step out of my comfort zone to teach you guys how to grow your business. Now, this video is very specific in its content, and it's a bit of a reaction to another cleaner who recently posted a YouTube video. And in that YouTube video, it was supposed to be about canvassing and kind of growing your business. So I watched it, and I was hoping for something good in it, and I was really disappointed. Now, I can tell you why I was disappointed the most was because I found a lot of the advice in that very disingenuous. And the main reason why I think it's disingenuous is because I know that guy is a good canvasser, and I know he doesn't say what he told all you guys to say. And he said there's no secret sauce. And that's just plain wrong. Clearly, this is a secret sauce to canvassing. That's all you guys would be going out getting loads of customers. So whether you've just started, or you're a year in and you're trying to fill the gaps, or you want to get a second van, I can tell you now, canvassing is the best way. We all know that. All the guys with loads of vans, they use canvassing. Whether they tell you or not, I know this for a fact. Okay. Now, why would a window cleaner give bad advice on YouTube? Well, there's a couple of reasons. One, he may be in his area. He doesn't really want you out canvassing, does he? No. Two, they don't want to see you really succeed. They want to stay at their level. They want to be, it's human nature. People like to look down on people, unfortunately. That's the way of the world. They like to look down on everyone else and see you all squabble on Facebook and, not get the work that you could get in. So, yeah, talk about secret sources for canvassing. Again, clearly there is a secret source. I get anywhere now between 20 and 50 jobs a day knocking doors, okay? I wasn't the best canvasser a couple of years ago. I only started to take canvassing really seriously, as I think some of you might have listened to a podcast last year, where I really dialed it in, knuckled down, put the hours in, and also sort of just mastered the art and consolidated my customers. So my cancellation rate just completely went down. And that was the key. I needed to make money, and I put the hours in, I put the effort in. And that's what I teach in my school community. So this is not a sales pitch from the school community. I just want to let you know, guys, don't go out there knocking doors. I think the advice was knock 100 doors, introduce yourself as the window cleaner, and ask them if they want a quote. That's the fastest way to get demotivated and go home and never try canvassing again and just write it off and go and spend thousands of pounds with the big boys who are charging, I think, like 4x. I literally charge 2.5x, and yeah, it's like 4x. So what's that? If you want a £5 round, you're paying 20 grand. You can literally do it all yourself. Now, I'm not going to tell you the secret sauce here. I'm going to give you some good advice though. And the first bit of good advice is don't go out and knock 100 doors and ask people if they want a window cleaner, because 99 people are going to say no. You might get one person. I'm not sure. I've never tried it. I wouldn't try it. I know people who have tried it, and they do get really, really, really bad results. The first thing when even thinking about canvassing is don't overthink it. Like, you're not a double glazing salesman. You're not working for Sky. You're not a roofer. This isn't a high ticket item. It's a low ticket service. And everyone you knock on is pre-qualified. They've all got windows. Every property, mostly, has got windows. So some grotty flats in London or something might not have windows, but you're not going to knock them. So just relax about it. You're the window cleaner, okay? You're not a salesman. but you are a salesman. But that's the trick, is not to come across as a salesman, but to be a great salesman. Okay? Most people don't wake up that morning wanting a window cleaner. It's your job to make them go to bed that night glad they've got one. And that's what I do. Okay? And the key is as well is to put the hours in. Like doing an hour here, 2 hours here, then don't do it for 3 weeks, do a couple of hours there. It doesn't work. You've got to build some momentum and build some confidence. To give you an idea, I was a bit relentless last year. I worked 7 days a week, and I would start on a weekday, 12 o'clock, and go till 8 o'clock, or till it was dark. Or some days, genuinely, till my feet had blisters on, because it was a game to me, and that's what you've got to treat as a game. You just want as many customers as you can, and obviously you want to keep them customers. So it's not about lying, pressuring, or anything like that. That doesn't work in window cleaning. You can pressure someone on the door, they'll cancel straight away. There's literally no point to it. You've got to make them want the window clean, okay? And there's a way to do that, and there's a way not to do that. So yeah, putting in the hours is the main key. I'm not saying work like a madman, 7 days a week like me. You're not all like me. But you should be a little bit more like me if you're serious about growing your business. Now, you might say, oh, I've got family, I've got other commitments. We've all got families, we've all got other commitments. It depends what's more important. Now, short-term pain for long-term gain. If you can, say to your family for 4 months, right, to the missus, the next 4 months, I'm going to work late nights and I'm going to go out every weekend. I need to build the business. Now, obviously, if you do that, after 4 months, you can have a massive, massive change in your income, which is surely that's going to benefit your family. So, yeah, you can use all the excuses you want, but I bet if you think about it, a lot of that valuable family time is spent just doing nothing around the house. You find excuses to do nothing. So, yeah, don't shoot me, but stop being soft and work a bit harder. But anyway, not saying again, work 7 days a week, but surely you can work every weekend, or at least one day every weekend and 2 hours a night. Surely you can do that. 2 hours every night and one day a weekend. That's a good base to start off. I'd do more though. Do more. But yeah, relax. Make sure you've got your uniform on. You look smart. Your hair's done. If you've got a beard, it's trimmed. Don't worry about tattoos. I've got mad tattoos on my head. It didn't stop me. And there's no other canvasser like me. I spoke to a client who I do digital canvassing for, who's just spent a lot of money with another canvassing company because obviously I'm not in England. That's who will use me. But they sent a team of 6 out every day, and between the team of 6, they still weren't hitting numbers that I get on my own. Obviously, some of that's due to the time I put in, but I still think even just talking on the best. And people have taught as well. I've taught my 18-year-old son who's never had a job in his life. He was going out for me and one of my clients, and he was doing 200 quid a day at 18. You can't knock that, can you? An 18-year-old straight out of school earning 200 quid a day. And that was after about 3 days. He got the hang of it, using exactly what I say. And he just thought, he was laughing. He says, I don't understand, Dad. Why aren't they doing this themselves? I was going, well, they're not all like that, are they? So yeah, put the time in, relax, make sure you dress smart, and don't say, hi, I'm the window cleaner. Would you like a quote? It doesn't work. It doesn't work. You can imagine, have a think yourself. I'm not going to tell you. I sell it all in the school. I sell exactly how I do it. It's $29. Most people watching this are still haven't got the brains just to spend $29 to see how I do it. They think, oh, I know better. I know better. Because you're all listening to people on those Facebook groups. Never have I seen a more toxic place full of disinformation. Okay, no one wants to see you succeed. They're not going to tell you how they did it. They're going to lie. You know, I've seen so much. Can't swear because of YouTube. Don't want my video to get marked down, so I'm going to keep the swearing out a bit. But I can tell you now, there's a lot of big companies on there who won't tell you that canvassing is the backbone. They'll mention leaflets. They'll mention do a good job, and word of mouth it'll come. So you're asking your own customers to do the job for you, to sell it to their friends. No, like it takes too long, and you should be out knocking doors. You should be introducing yourself to every single person in your hometown, and you're the man. You're the person who takes care of everyone's windows. And I can tell you why. What really makes me laugh, the person who did that video and said there's no secret sauce to canvassing. Okay, it's a good, like I said, good canvasser, because he came out with me. He deleted the comment when I said about training him, but you scroll down on his videos about 2 years ago, he actually mentions where I took him out for the first time, but he forgets about that. And he's like deleted 2 comments, so that's the main reason I'm doing this video. But I'm going to do a lot more. I canvassed his estate last year, and I pulled like 25, 30 customers, including his next door neighbour and his next door but one neighbour. Now, I get this a lot. I mean, that's hilarious in itself. I get this a lot. I'll go to an estate. There's sometimes 6, 7 cleaners, different cleaners, because I ask, oh, who have you got? And they bring out the flyer. They tell me how much it is. And I still pick up loads of customers. And I think not one of them has had the brains and the foresight, when they've got a couple of customers in that estate, to go knock every single door. Like if it was my round, which I'm building now, building another round down south, traditional actually. If that was my round and someone rang me up from an estate and I had a couple of customers or whatever, I wouldn't stop till that every door is knocked, everyone I've spoken to. And then I'd do it again 3 months later until I got every door. I've genuinely done an estate. It was in Burton-on-Trent, and if you want, I can give you the guy's name who did it for. I've got 21 houses in a row. I sat at the end of the end of the road, because I've got so many, and I was just waiting for people to come back home. And as soon as they came, I was out on knocking on their door. That's how relentless I was. I got 21 houses in a row. So yeah, another bit of advice is, before you take anyone else's advice, is, are they where you want to be? Are they at the level where you want to be? And then if they are, what's the reasoning for their advice? Like, who gives advice out for free? I charge for my advice. So there's a lot of busybodies on Facebook. Don't listen to them. Don't listen to them. I think those groups are a waste of time. I don't know why anyone's on there. I'm only on there to make money. Okay, you might ask advice, what poll's the best or whatever, but things like that, each person's different. Each poll's different. Like, do you really need to have to ask? Do you need to be on Facebook? It's just dead time. It's doom scrolling. It's just getting involved with stuff you don't need to get involved with. Instead of wasting time on Facebook, post on Facebook. Go out knocking doors. But yeah, if you were expecting me to tell you all my secrets, I won't, but I'll just give you those tips. Okay? Treat it like a game, put the hours in, relax, uniform, just have it in your head. You are the man. You're the man who takes care of all your neighbours' windows. Come up with your own things, how you want to say, what you want to say to the customer. I'm not going to say what I say, because what I say is absolutely amazing. And that's why I get record-breaking numbers. Okay? So yeah, this wasn't to promote my school, which is only $29. Link in bio, link in bio, link in bio, cost of a takeaway. Wasn't a shameless promo. It was to come here and just give you some better advice. And anyone's welcome to message me. I actually do love giving free advice out. I'm not in competition with anyone. Why wouldn't the cleaning round? I've got a percentage of one from my hometown, and I'm in the middle of building a traditional round. Yeah, traditional. Down south. I wanted to tell you the location of the company, because I like to keep things to myself. But anyway, yeah. If you'd like to learn how I do it, the master. Link in bio, link in bio. Okay. And 2 more ingredients, caffeine and nicotine. That always keeps the mind focused when canvassing. So yeah, see you later.